welcome to my replay viewers especially. You guys are the only ones that always just wanted to say hi. And remember, you can also tap the screen and give hearts and share thoughts. Hey, everybody joining. I see Amber. I see Jessica. Blessed is Jess. Liz Cabrera. Hey. Nice to see you guys. I am really jittery today. I don't know if it's because I took a quick break to hang out with my husband. Like today I feel like I have never done this before or something. I don't know. Hey Megan. Hey loves. Okay, so hello to everybody watching live. I'm sure there's a lot of you that I don't know. Hey Chrissy, thanks for joining us. And everybody watching on the web, hello. Remember that you can download the app if you're watching on the web, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe. And hey, and then remember, if you want to follow the content, then you can swipe up for Android or from left to right for iOS, and you can actually follow me right from there as well as share if you like that. Today I want to talk, maybe that's why I'm nervous. Maybe it's because I have like a topic-y topic. Last week I talked about how I had a thought for a broadcast, and it was 5 hard truths about authenticity. And that was good, but the more I sat and thought about it and I talked it over with people and like we kind of spitballed, isn't that an awful phrase? I realized there was like a lot more to it, but I don't want for scopes to get like super long, because who can sit for 40 minutes and listen to somebody talk? That's ridiculous. So instead, we'll like break it up, and I was like, we can talk about this for like a while, you know? How is everybody doing? Did you guys have a good weekend? I know it's Tuesday, but it's the end of my weekend. Anybody do anything cool? Throw it in the comment box or tweet to me if you did. So, since y'all are quiet, I will jump right into what I was thinking. So, authenticity, vulnerability. These are things that people use interchangeably a lot, but I think they're kind of different if you think about it. Oh, Tiffany's here. Hi. We're going to go shopping afterwards. I have to return a bunch of stuff that I bought too much of, and we're going to go to Home Goods, so I might actually scope from there too. So authenticity is being who you really are, like the whole complete person. It's allowing others to see the mess in the middle and not just the end and how things are all pretty and stuff. Obviously we have to have boundaries on that because we have to. Megan says hi, Tiffany.
Hi. I'm going to join your Periscope so I can like and comment.
Yay, I like that. So it's just being the real you and not putting a mask on. It's especially hard with social media, and that one's kind of hard to navigate. But I was also, today I was thinking about authenticity, and I was thinking about all the different pieces of who a person is and how we call them facets of ourselves. And I think that's really applicable, because when you look at a diamond or a gem, it's got all these facets. And there might be some that are cut different than the others. Like they're not all perfectly equal. They're different shapes. And the gemstone is incomplete without stepping back and looking at as a whole. Then all those facets and the light work together, and you get to see the true beauty. But if if that's in a setting, hi Sarah, if that gemstone is in a setting where a bunch of the facets are hidden and the light can't get through, then you don't get to see like the true picture of beauty. And so that's what I was thinking about with authenticity and the facets of who we are. And I actually struggled with this just since I started periscoping. Here's what happened. I was like, here's this fun new toy. And I start playing with it and doing like scopes with my friends, and it's nothing like ongoing or exciting, or it's just fun and goofy, and that's great. Then I get this idea, and like I start dreaming, and oh yeah, about she scopes, and about getting other people involved, and about having an avenue, which I haven't had in years, to like share my heart, and about the things that I don't have time to blog about, because I just can't sit and type, because I'm not cool like that unless there's absolute silence, and there's never absolute silence in my house. If you think there is right now, it's not. He's playing video games. He's watching shows up there. She's going to come out of there any second. Like, quiet doesn't happen in my life, so I can't write. So then I got all excited. Okay, well, I can vlog through Periscope. So then I do my first couple light ones. I do some recipes and start feeling comfortable. And then I sit down and I do the identity one and I do the Wonder Woman one. That was hugely exciting because that allowed me to speak about stuff that was really important to me. But then there was this internal struggle. The next time I wanted to go do something light and fluffy, I just wanted to Periscope for my hip hop class and share that. And it was like, well, I can't do that because now I've like kind of typecast myself into this Christian like deep thing. And I had to work through this thing of being like, no, it's okay to not just be one thing. It's okay to not just appeal to one audience. It's okay and it's beautiful even to let you see the whole person. The one that plays with kittens and that has her children melt down. And Tor-Ann, if you come out of there and you don't have pants on, you are going to be in so much trouble. Oh, she put pants on. I was like, we don't walk around in our underwear on Periscope. Yes, thank you, Brandy. It's so good that you're on here.
I need a gamepad. The iPad died.
Okay, well, you're going to need to go play quietly with toys until I'm finished. Okay? Yeah, because I'm talking to my friends that live in the phones. All of your experiences. That is so true. And so often what we want to do is we want to pick and choose the pieces or the facets on the gemstone of our life that we like the best, or that look the best to other people. But it's okay. Like, there's little facets on there. And they all need to shine, obviously, with boundaries. So I kind of had to work through that and decide that, you know what, it's okay if somebody doesn't subscribe or follow me on Periscope or YouTube because I'm all over the place. Because one day it's recipes and the next day it's hip hop and then it's like jumping into the deep end. That's okay, because there are going to be other people who are wanting to find their voice and be the entirety of who they are, and we'll find each other. And that's what this community will become. Okay, so those are my thoughts on authenticity, being who you are, where you are, messy in the middle sometimes. We're not at the end of our journey. Vulnerability. This is the one that's hard for me. You're all over the place too. See, that makes me happy. See, we'll find each other, all of these things. Oh, this is a topic that will be really two-dimensional and lacking without your voice, because I'm not a guru on this. I'm just like kind of processing out loud and hashing this out. I would love for, like Christy has, like Liz has, like Brandy has, if you jump in with your thoughts about anything that I'm saying. If it doesn't fit in there, then you can tweet it. You gotta tap in. I'm so sorry. I would love to share that. So vulnerability is a little bit different. It's a little bit harder for me because you can be authentic. You can be authentically who you are without being vulnerable. It's more of just like, this is who I am. Michael, could you go answer that and let Dad know that I'm on Periscope, and I will call him right back. You can be like, this is who I am. You can take it or leave it. Like, this is it, people. And then you can be vulnerable without necessarily exposing yourself in authenticity. And by exposing, I don't mean that in a negative way. So vulnerability, in my thoughts, it's allowing other people into your struggle. This is one that you really do have to walk really carefully with boundaries, because you also have to guard your heart. So it's like a tightrope walk a little bit. Or not less of a tightrope and more of like, well, a straight and narrow path, because, you know, you don't actually fall off, but you can veer over and come back and veer over and come back. Allowing people to speak into your life. Obviously, it should be certain people, safe people, people you've invited to speak into your life. Sometimes we want to ask other people to speak into our life, but we want them to say a certain thing. And then when they don't say that certain thing, we don't know what to do about it. Vulnerability means when taking that and actually really trying to digest it and look at it and not just reject that. And then I think vulnerability has a lot to do with stepping outside of your comfort zone and allowing the Lord to guide you further. It seems like when you live in vulnerability and authenticity, you're never staying in the same place. Like, it's always one step more. It's like you live in that place of the authenticity, vulnerability hangover. Like, did I really just share that? Did I say that? Did I go there? And it also means sometimes people are going to see you make mistakes, and that can be really hard too. Does anybody have any thoughts on vulnerability or anything to share about that? Feel free to just throw it in the comment box. I'll keep rolling forward, but then I'll come back. Let's see. Christy says, I have a hard time connecting with people that aren't vulnerable. I absolutely agree. I think there are some people that when you live that way, and then also when you go deep, when you're a person that wants to dive in deep, you're used to your heart smashing up against other people's heart, like in a positive way. I guess I just made that look ugly. But then when you come into contact with people that are very guarded, it can be really hard for you to know where you're landing. You don't really know. It's just really hard to navigate when you're used to that connection, and then all of a sudden it's like file not found. Brandy says it's kind of scary but so very freeing. I would completely agree with both of those sentiments. Terrifying even. Completely contrary to everything within us that wants to, like, Megan, vulnerability is relatability. Absolutely. I totally agree. Let's see. So what happens when you take authenticity and vulnerability? Heck yes, it's a word now. It's a word if we say it's a word. I'm pretty sure that when the three of us were together, we made up some really awesome words. Some of them cannot be repeated, but they were awesome. When you take authenticity and vulnerability and you smash them together, I think something really special happens. I think all of us just want to know there's someone else like us, like we aren't alone. I absolutely agree. I think it's the power. I think my friend, my cousin Marissa calls it the power of the me too. The like, oh, I'm not alone. Like, there's other people doing this too. I think one of the biggest lies the enemy tries to sell us, and one of the biggest pitfalls we fall into, is this sense of isolation. I'm the only one going through this, and there is something wrong with me. Yes, not alone. Wow, a lot of people really resonate with that. That is like really huge. See, that's why I needed other people in the conversation. Hey, Sarah Jackson, thanks for joining us. I remember when I was going through the miscarriages. Now, miscarriage is something that's deeply personal. There are a lot of people who are not comfortable sharing about that, and that is okay. But my experience, what happened to me was I only knew of like 2 people who had been through it. And I felt very much alone. And I remember literally sitting in my closet in the dark, bawling, being like, I'm so lost, I'm so alone, there's nobody else. Then I go to my life group, and my life group leader, Karen, has everybody else, because I'm just like so broken, and I'm like bawling, and I don't know what to do. Like, that rocked me to the core of who I was. Like, I loved that tiny little human. That little pink line on a stick was so real to me. She is still somebody that we remember. I was so broken that she had everybody else in the room who had experienced a miscarriage raise their hand. And I was both relieved and infuriated when like so many hands flew up, because I was like, are you kidding me? Where were you guys? I was dying. I was drowning. Where were you? Now, obviously that was a really raw place. So I didn't stay there. But from that moment forward, my journey was not as dark because it was lit up by other people. So in terms of not being alone, isolation, there's a random detour. We rabbit trailed. Sorry, I do that. And it's like that with any major situation in our life, not just miscarriage, of course. That was just one that popped into my head. Okay, so when you get authenticity and you get vulnerability and you smush them together, and then you add in the amazingness, and you guys know I love this, of social media, you get something that I call, and I'm sure I got it from somewhere, living out loud. So that is where you're doing this thing called authenticity, and you're doing this thing called vulnerability, and all of the mess and all of the beautifulness and all of the shiny wonderfulness and then pitfalls of it, and other people get to see. And that is this huge tangle that is awesome and wonderful and scary and freeing. Yeah, I just like froze in my head. I couldn't figure out how to quite get the words out there that I want to kind of dissect over the next couple episodes. Because just the intro alone I knew would be like 15 minutes, and I'm just not about, we can't have all the cool stuff at the end of every scope and then nobody ever gets to see it because everybody's like, I gotta do crap. Like the puppet story was at the end of that, and that was so sad. But it's up on YouTube now, so you can skip forward to it. So what do we need to know about this whole living out loud thing? What are the hard things and the wise things and the boundary things and the navigation things that we should all be thinking about and talking about? What do you have to add? What do I have to add? That's what I'm hoping to kind of look at over the next week. So tomorrow I want to tackle maybe like the first 3 hard things about living out loud. One of them will be wise counsel, because I want to start there because I think it's so super important. It is how we met, and actually your vulnerability brought me to you. I don't know if you remember, but it was blogs from you that actually first completely set me free from something. It was like a total Jesus moment, and then I had to just come talk to you, and then you started my blogging, and it's all been there. We've been friends since like 2007? I don't know, a long time. You need to start scoping, girlfriend. I'm going to send all my followers to follow you. Okay, so the different topics. And I did plan an exit strategy before I met you, Megan, but that was just because I underestimated that, oh good, I'm glad you remember. I underestimated that Tiffany would be completely correct, that the 3 of us meeting would be this epic thing. That's scary. Blind dates, man. Always have an exit strategy for a blind date. I had an exit strategy for when I met Tiff too, and she had one for me. All right, so this is what I want to explore with you this week. It'll be really boring if it's just me talking and nobody's here with me, because I don't have that much wisdom all on my own. Like we need, what's that word they call it? It's really cheesy and passe now. Synergy. We need all the synergies happening. Okay? And so that is like the official scope for today. The introduction to our time on authenticity. Don't forget the She Scopes challenge for the week. 5 things about you now, and 5 things that I wouldn't know if I had met you in the last 5 years. These have been so fun, you guys. I have been enjoying these so much. Hello, What I Think Now. Thanks for jumping in. We're right at the end, but feel free to go back to the beginning. So that's the challenge for the week. It will run all the way till Saturday. Remember to hashtag your challenge videos and periscopes with the She Scopes Challenge hashtag, and then I will retweet them. Follow me on Twitter at LuxInTheRough, LuxInTheRough, to get... Oh, I liked your 5 things, but you feel free to redo and do another 5 things, because I love hearing things about you guys. Follow me there if you want to see everybody else's challenges. That is the best way to see everybody's. And we have had people from all over jumping in, people that like I don't even know, or people that I've met through Periscope. It has been fascinating. Yes, redo it. Lady C, Miss Liz, I want to see yours. I love your voice. You have the most soothing voice. I was on that walk with you. Our YouTube channel, and I say our because I kind of think of this as not just my thing, but kind of our thing. I have a little shortened one if you need to find it, okay? Because the YouTube one is like brutal. So I went to tinyurl and put this in. So you can subscribe there. And I have gone back and put in the pre-scopes, the pre-she scopes stuff, with the exception of the one that caused like all the drama. Like, unless you know me, you don't get to rewatch that. Hi, Heather. And that is really it for today. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the following and the sharing and all the awesome stuff. I love getting to know everybody better, and I love that you guys join me every day for a few minutes. It makes me happy to have friends online like this. So did anybody have any questions, comments, thoughts? They can be anything. Oh, you guys want to see my jewelry of the day? Because I have to do this, right? So these are white turquoise spikes, mountain jade, 14 karat gold, and this fun little feather and artisan leather that I ordered from this dude that like makes it all by hand. So those are fun. This is my labradorite ring. It's messy and fun and big and shiny, and I love it. And then of course my everyday Mrs. necklace because, oh, I need to put my wedding ring on. Yes, Tiffany, everybody says hi. We're going to go return stuff at Grapevine Mills, and we're going to go to Home Goods. I probably will scope from there if you guys want to help me pick out some cute stuff for my house. But if nobody has anything else, then that will be it for today. And I will see you all for real tomorrow, and then kind of fake. Heather says hi. She's helping with my Tori because my Tori kind of, yeah, that happened. You guys know how that is. All right, I love you all very much. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being part of the conversation and not leaving me hanging here all by myself talking about deep stuff to nobody. I appreciate you. Bye.